Let's take a little springtime tour around Benton Homestead, and we've got some exciting news for y'all. We just wrapped up a super busy Golden Week with lots and lots and lots of different things going on all at the same time. But the purpose of this video is to take you on a quick little farm tour. And the reason that our farm is looking particularly lovely right now is because we just worked extra hard doing spring cleaning to get it ready for a national TV filming. Evan answered the phone one evening, and it was a TV producer who wanted to schedule a video call with us and some of her team. After that, I guess we passed the test because they gave us about a 2-week notice for them to schedule the filming and come out here. And they sent a film crew of, I believe, 12 people, plus the talent, who is one of the hosts of the show. And they filmed here on Ōmishima Island for no less than 12 hours. So of course, because it's TV, we can't announce all the details yet, but it is tentatively scheduled to air before the end of this month, which is May 2026. And I believe in a week or two, we'll be able to announce the channel name, the show name, the host name, all of that, as well as the official air date. So please keep posted.
Here we are at our tomato and tomatillo garden right behind Benton Guesthouse. Of course, the season is just getting started here on Ōmishima, but let's take a look at what we've been doing. The plants are just about yay tall, just tall enough to start stringing them up. And mainly we have just gotten around to doing the weeding and putting a lot of fresh compost on all of these beds. So in this space, we're alternating beds with trellises and beds without trellises, and I'm experimenting with using the non-trellis beds to just grow plants that are going to keep pests down. And so this is tansy. It's going to attract pollinators, of course, and it's also going to flower and produce pollen, which in theory is going to attract a lot of predatory insects. And in another bed we have yarrow. Same idea here, I just stole this from Machan's yard. And then below that we have daffodils. And the idea with the daffodils is just that they're going to, since they're a bulb, they're going to be feeding the soil with sugar through the winter months. Now, if you don't remember, this space next to the tomatoes was completely overgrown, and so we are gradually taking over it, expanding our domain here in Machan's yard. And we're going to try and keep this nice and low for the grass and have a useful space for barbecues and the like. And these irises were completely overgrown. I had no idea that they were even here. So it's been really exciting watching them bounce back. Speaking of overgrowth, this is a crepe myrtle, one of my favorite trees, and I think it's sort of fortuitous that such a well-known tree in the American Southeast is also very popular here on Ōmishima. And unfortunately, this tree's got a bit of a problem. It's going to have to go. So as you can see, this tree is pretty much completely hollow, and that's just because it was completely covered in other shrubs, and that allowed the humidity to stay nice and high so the insects could come and make their home in here. So crepe myrtle is a tree I love, and it's a tree that bees also love, but I've gotten plenty of seedlings off of this one already, so we're going to make the difficult decision of taking this tree out. And of course, guest starring our compost pile, which we recently moved from the side yard at Benton Guesthouse, and this is now smaller than a Volkswagen Beetle.
And here we are in the Benton Guesthouse side yard. You can see the space has really been opened up by moving that compost. Evan's been cultivating this lovely little clover patch, but in the future, we're planning to turn this space into some sort of brick patio barbecue space. So we're not going to plant anything here. We're just going to keep it nice and clean. And we were gifted these super cool vintage benches here with their retro hand-painted signs. These came from our friendly Canadian neighbors here on the island. And it's amazing because I've always envisioned benches just like this on the edge of the house and in front of our retro shop once we get that space open. So They're just 2 benches, but it does make the side yard just one step closer to being a usable, enjoyable space. The cool thing about this bench, which looks like it's in worse condition than the other one, is that the back side of this is in perfect shape. So I'm pretty sure I can just flip this sign around, give the seat some fresh paint, and it's going to be good as new. Now, before we hop in the K-truck and take you to some of our other little farm plots, we have one order of business to do here. Let's go visit our Japanese honeybees.
Here we are with our 2 JB colonies. And as you can see, the one in front, the older, is much more active, has many more bees. So we are going to reward them with a new box. Danny actually opened this hatch up when we had the film crew out, and she found that the comb was all the way down to the top of this hatch here. Now this is a 2-person job, so we're gonna cut the camera and Danny's gonna help me get the other box underneath. All right, that's all there is to it. These colonies did both come from swarms that we caught. We made a fun video on that, so check that out when you're done watching this one.
Now, after last year's tragic honeybee die-off here in Japan, Ehime Prefecture, and also in other countries, we've welcomed 5 new European honeybee colonies here to Bee Yard number 2. It's looking super cute. Evan's pollinator strip is looking super cute. In fact, the whole neighborhood is looking super cute. Once word got around that the TV crew and the J-pop star was going to come visit Ōmishima, everybody did spring cleaning at their farms, which was it was just fun to see. It was an exciting time here on the island getting ready for everything, and the Watanabe-san's orchard is looking particularly lovely as well.
The bees are actually a little behind schedule this year because we had a lot of rain this month, which set them back. But the citrus bloom has just started and they're bringing in tons of nectar right now. This pollinator strip was planted last year, so now that it's established, I expect it to look really nice. And then in the back, we planted a row of sakura and other trees that is eventually going to grow up, and we are going to turn it into an English hedgerow to replace the boar fence. We have a lone coreopsis bloom, but I can tell by the rest of these bushes that this pollinator strip is going to be a sea of yellow in a couple of days. Here we are at Bee Yard number 1. Right now it is just a baby orchard, and all of these trees are looking really nice. And the pollinator plants that Danny helped me with are also looking really nice. So as you can kind of see in our recent video, we planted 5 pollinator plants between each fruiting tree, and we're just keeping the weeds down around those so that they can get established. And it goes all the way down here. Now, if you haven't noticed, it is super windy and you are able to hear me loud and clear. So thank you very much to Alan and Martine for giving Danny these super cool microphones for her birthday. Lebedu Apu. Last stop on the tour, here we are at the pepper field, just down from the avocado and lime orchard. The soil still feels a little damp, but I do need to get some irrigation finally installed, and I definitely need to weed. So that's what I'll be getting up to once we finish this video. We really haven't talked about this field much, but it's got a row of nopales I planted, I think, in January, and these are some lovely new pads coming along. Now, of course, it wouldn't be Benton Homestead without pollinators, so let's take a look at what we've got planted here. This is actually our oldest pollinator strip, so we are revealing the true characters of these plants, and it turns out that the bee balm does take a little bit of work to keep it out of the paths, but it's not too bad. We got some lemon balm I actually bought from the store before I got cool enough to start growing everything from seed. The rue hasn't been in here as long. The catnip has though, and it's starting to look really nice, and I'm really happy that the catnip is starting to self-seed. So although it's not my favorite plant, it's doing very well here. And on the other side we have another tansy, some more rue, and some various other things that I had to replant at the beginning of this year. Here's some salad burnet. The leaves taste like celery. This is another one that I bought at the store, and it managed to self-seed itself. Well, let's head back. The next time you take a look at this field, it'll have proper irrigation and hopefully be pumping out peppers.
Well, thanks for coming along with us for our quick little spring farm tour here at Benton Homestead. You know, we always have a ton of things going on, so we've got a lot of videos coming up in the near future covering a variety of topics and updates. And of course, as soon as we have any sort of official confirmation and information about the TV airing, we'll be sure to let y'all know too. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Good boy, Bosco.